Sup guys, it is the Cornish Gamer, and welcome back. And today I'm not going to be doing a normal video. I'm going to be talking about my opinions on Civilization 6, I suppose, Beyond Earth. Now, this was just announced recently, and I believe the release date's going to be sometime in October. I don't actually remember the actual thing, but I'm just generally going to be giving my opinions, what I think's good, what I think's bad about the game, and just stuff like that. I'm just going to quickly, I don't know, set up game. I just start as anyone. Let's go random. I won't go that. I will go that. Okay, I'm just doing that just to give you guys something to look at. So first of all, oh, Rome, not bad. First of all, we're going to be talking about affinities. Now, in Civilization Beyond Earth, they're just like ideologies in Civ 5. They're sort of like an early game ideology that carries on throughout the entirety of the game. There's three. Ideology is sort of like what you believe is the perfect sort of like image of mankind. Yeah, it's what you believe is the perfect image of mankind. How you believe, you know, humans should be heading and what direction we should be heading. So the first one is purity. Now the purity affinity, which is what I see, I sort of see it as a bit of a boring one, to be honest. It's sort of staying the same as we were on Earth, you know, not really changing our human ways, not adapting to the planet, and really just going all guns blazing. Wow, that's quick. Really just going all guns blazing, you know, just guns, basically, just guns, heavy guns. And I find it's a bit boring because it's sort of the same as it was on Earth. It's not really new or anything. I mean, it's called Beyond Earth. It's not still in Earth. Anyway, the second one is the supremacy. And this one is one of the more interesting ones. This is a tech-based sort of affinity. They believe technology is the salvation of mankind. You'll be basing your stuff around machines, and yeah, just generally machinery and technology and all that. Then the third affinity is harmony, what I think is the coolest one. Harmony is where you adapt to the planet. You sort of like learn to, in a way, love the planet, if you know what I mean. You like integrate with the planet. So that sounds a bit, you know, but you sort of integrate the planet. You and at towards the end game, you actually start mixing your DNA with the aliens that are there, and you can actually use the aliens to fight on your side, which I think is pretty cool. Anyway, next is actually no. So those are the three affinities. Now, each of these three affinities have different victories, which, you know, I think is pretty cool. You know, they haven't just stuck with the generic domination, cultural, and all that. There's now, each affinity has their own victory, and there's two other victories that any affinity can go for. So, the victory for purity is to build a warp gate back to Earth, and bring all the people from Earth back to this new planet. So colonize a new planet, basically. Supremacy victory is to go back to onto planet Earth and basically kill everyone that was on planet Earth. Yeah, actually we'll go Liberty because we're Rome, aren't we? And basically just go back and kill everyone on planet Earth. Yeah, pretty much. And then the harmony victory is to, I think it's like, discover the planet's inner sentience. It's sort of difficult to explain, but you basically like, you learn to understand the planet, and you learn that the planet is alive. It's very like weird, sort of confusing, psychedelic thing, or like hippie sort of thing, if you know what I mean. Oh, hello Morocco, I don't mind you. Anyway, so I feel that's what a victory's covered. About actually just one thing to quickly mention about affinities is that your affinity is affected by what text you choose. So if you choose like supremacy based text, and you'll be more supremacy and all that. But yeah, I feel as if it's good that they're changing up the victory types. Also, I forgot to mention, sorry, I keep on forgetting to mention stuff today. The two other victory types are domination, kill everyone, obvious, you know, one of the most common victory types on Civ, and the other one is to discover another intelligent alien life form. and I'm not sure how that's going to be done and stuff. Anyway, that's all the stuff about the affinity. My favourite affinity is actually the Harmony one, because I feel as if, you know, it's pretty cool. You can use like the aliens on your side and stuff. Anyway, next we have the leaders, or the factions as they're now called. There's going to be 8 factions, and I'm not going to lie, I am extremely disappointed there's only 8 factions. I mean, considering I think without the DLC on Civ 5, there's 16 leaders. Don't judge me on that. It's around 16, okay? And for there to be 8 factions on Beyond Earth, it's ridiculous, and that means that you can only play on an 8-player map. So, you know, if you play it on a standard size map on a Civ game, which is what I usually do, it's what I'm playing on now on this game, you know who's going to be there, you know who's going to be playing there. And I know, like, the leader will choose different affinity sometimes, but they generally will go for the same affinity when you think about it. Rush Grey Library here, for lols. But they generally will go for the same affinity when you think about it. And 8 factions, yeah, I thought they could do better than that. 8 factions, that's like the lowest on any Civ game ever. I think Civ 1 had more civilizations than that. I'm very disappointed in that. But what I am not so disappointed about is the leaders they've actually chose. So, there's only 5 factions that have actually been announced. The first one being Brazil. Not too much info on them, other than the fact there's Brazil in the game. There's the Cavathon Proctorate, which represents India, and not too much info on how they'll play and stuff. And then there's, sort of like, they're called the Franco-Iberian. They're like, Spain, France, Italy, and some parts of Northern Africa. They are heavily cultural based, and they are clearly a faction that will definitely go for, or definitely suited towards Harmony as an affinity. Then we have America, you know, very industrial, sort of like machines over culture and industry over culture sort of thing. So, you know, I'd say that probably a purity or supremacy will probably be good for them. And then we've got Africa. Not too much info on them, but I'd probably say they go for maybe a purity or harmony, I'd say, to be honest. Not really supremacy, that sort of thing that they go for. So, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to make predictions that the other one's going to be Russia, and maybe like an Australian, like, South Pacific Islands, like, combination sort of thing. Like, as them as one of the factions or something like that. What else? That's 7. I reckon the last one will be, so we've got that. Oh yeah, actually I forgot to mention a Civ, actually. Forgot to mention one. China. Sorry, it's a bit disorganized, you know, I probably should have planned a bit better, but I was playing a Civ game with my friend, and, you know, that's sort of like, yeah. Anyway, there's China. I'd probably say there may be I'd say harmony or supremacy. That's just my guess. That's what I think, anyway. I'm not sure whether that'd be true or not. Yeah, I guess, in the back there. And yeah, those are the faction they've chose. They sort of like had people to represent each continent. That's why I think there's going to be like a Australia sort of one, and why there's going to be, oh, they might take it now, shit. So we just go back. That's why I reckon there's going to be like an Australia one and a Russia one. The Russia's got to be in the game. If they're not, then it's a bit weird. Anyway, now we're going to move on to the actual aliens and the biomes that are going to be in Beyond Earth. So I believe there is a lush biome, which is self-explanatory, very like, very like plant sort of animal life sort of orientated place, very, very lush, lots of flowers and flora and all that. There's then the arid one, which is, you know, hot and all that. I believe the other one is just grassland, I think. Once again, I'm not too sure on these, but the guy, Will Miller, I think his name is, talked about it a bit, but not too much. And then there's the aliens you can use, and not too many. I believe there's going to be around 5 or 6 aliens. I'm a bit disappointed in that part, that there's not too many aliens. I thought there'd be like loads of them. However, there's one alien I'm extremely looking forward to, which is the Siege Worm. And they're pretty cool. They're extremely powerful, and they're like massive earthworms, like massive teeth, and they really are an early game hindrance. And with the Harmony affinity, if you use Harmony, you can actually send a Siege Worm into your opponent's capital, or another player's capital, and you could just wreak havoc there. And talking about that, that is used, you know, you're able to do that through the advanced espionage system that they're adding as well. Not too much info has been put into that, but apparently espionage is going to be a lot more advanced and a lot more in depth, which I'm really looking forward to, because all you can really do with espionage on this is steal tech, influence city-state. That's all you can really do. Whereas, you know, on Beyond Earth it'll be so much more advanced and more stuff to do, which is cool. Next we're going to be talking about the tech web, and I think this possibly is the single best addition to Beyond Earth or Civ series ever. I can't stress how good it is. Like, for example, once this turn's done, if you have a look at the tech tree, it's like, it's so linear, you always go down one path every single Civ game. However, with the tech web, every game will be different. It really does add a whole new like layer of replayability, and I really like that. You can go for something different every single time, which is great. Next we'll be talking about, okay, I've already talked about the victories, and there's one thing that I'm interested in, and I think this is pretty much top on everyone's list on what they need to improve from Civ 5, which is make the AI actually smarter. Like, they're so stupid when it comes to war. They can have like twice your military and you can still like wipe the floor with them. Like, they just randomly like sending their units on suicide missions just aimlessly. And another thing is the freaking diplomacy. I really, really, really hope they improve it, because all it really is at the moment is, well, just for example, hi, wanna be friends? You wanna be friends? Wanna get denounced? Attack? Yeah, kill you. That's all you can really do. There's no depth into it. You can just there's not really much you can really do with the diplomacy, to be honest, and that's very annoying. That's very annoying indeed. That the diplomacy is so basic. And diplomacy in real life isn't that basic. Anyway, next I'm going to be talking about, is Beyond Earth a good idea? Or is it a bad idea for them to be sending Civ into space? And a lot of people were sort of skeptical, I guess, on how are they going to pull it off. I'd rather prefer it in history. But I think it's great they're actually changing it up. So, like, so many gaming franchises like COD, FIFA, and arguably Battlefield, sort of like, they don't want to change it up. I mean, I suppose Battlefield Hardline is sort of changing it up, but even then the game feels the same. They're actually changing it. They're actually taking a risk, and I think the risk will pay off. I think Beyond Earth will do very well. I think it'll do very well indeed, due to the fact of it says fan base growing dramatically with Civ 5. Now here's a little topic of debate. Is it just a reskin? In some ways it is, in some ways it isn't. I watched some gameplay, sorry about that voice crack then, I watched some gameplay of it, and I was extremely disappointed when a lot of the stuff in Civ 5 was just still there. Like, at the beginning it seemed like a bit of a reskin, but then you learn about the tech web, and the fact, I forgot to mention this, that the leaders you can actually like edit who you take on your space sort of journey, and it like changes how your leader actually acts, which I think is pretty cool. But you know, yeah, as I said, in some ways it's a reskin, in some ways it isn't. You know, so some things are good about it, some things are bad about it. You know, like it is a reskin in the fact that it's sort of like it plays the same. I will say that it looks pretty samey, and that's what I was actually worried about. And honestly, I'm not sure whether it will be just a reskin and a copy of Civ 5, or whether it will be something pretty different. I mean, suppose the affinity things is cool, but once again, I'm really not sure whether it will really be big changes or not. I'm not sure whether it's just going to be sort of the same thing as Civ 5, and the problem I'm having with Civ 5 at the moment is I can't actually get into a game, and I suppose the fact that you can actually change how your leaders start will make or change who you take on your space journey, and change how your leaders act from the beginning will be, you know, a change, I suppose. I suppose that'll change it up. And the affinities and the fact there's a tech web that you can go at different ways, I suppose it will, every game will feel more different, I think, in Beyond Earth. And is it a reskin? As I said before, in some ways yes, in some ways no. So, those are my thoughts on Beyond Earth. I'll actually link a few things in the description, a few like pages about Beyond Earth, info about Beyond Earth, and also Put in the comments down below what you think about Beyond Earth. Do you think it's just a reskin? What do you think about the fact there's only 8 factions? Put it in the comments below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I might do a few more of these sort of like videos on stuff like this, but I don't know, I still can't wait for Beyond Earth. I can't wait for it. I'm definitely going to pre-order it, but I'm sort of skeptical whether to pre-order it or not, because it's sort of starting the is it a reskin thing again. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Put your opinions in the comments down below, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, add to your favourites, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.